The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Concerns regarding the state of the country's economy, highlighting high inflation levels, TUC President John Pasca says a national conversation is needed for dialogue to take place between government leaders and the public to actively participate. Earlier this week, the Trade Union Congress of Papua New Guinea called on the government to lead a national conversation to address the many challenges hindering the progress and growth of Papua New Guineans, mainly the high levels of inflation that the country is experiencing. TUC President John Pasca says Papua New Guineans face challenges of affordable, accessible housing, the collapse of essential services like education and healthcare, rise in unemployment rates, and a stagnant private sector. Pasca further highlighted the rise in violent crimes and general law and order issues, especially against the vulnerable, including women and children, stating that the moral fabric of society has collapsed.
People are now too much. So the level of debt is about 60% of GDP. That's a shameful figure to have in any country. Shameful. It's a disgrace. And because of this debt, it's giving rise to an out of proportion, something that's grown, just simply escaped, which is inflation. Inflation is enemy number one, long livelihood, long manner of business. What is pushing inflation up right now is the level of debt. Why? Because you can see more money long outside, you come capsize him inside long country blowing me. By throwing additional money into our economy, you are raising inflation. You want that.
Pasca further adds that there are many challenges that the country is facing that needs to be addressed immediately.
For how long can people suffer? For how long can people hunger? Okay, and people question now. And we cannot continue. You, your leaders from Papua New Guinea. We're not talking about leaders of parliament alone, but all other leaders also. How long can we continue to live the good life and ignore, in the meantime, all these problems that are happening and are confronting us? We need a national conversation, a national dialogue, and leaders must rise up, stand up, and we ask the people of Papua New Guinea also to participate actively. Not get pride, because good plakai and a good something by Kamablu, suppose you too, you show him concern, now you come and join him, national conversation, long, discussing these all issues. You got all some issues, you stop it, all solve him good, long, country blame me. We call on the Prime Minister to play an active role in terms of his leadership of his country. We want to appeal to all other leaders of this country to stand together and work together for once.
Pasca says Papua New Guinea is an economy of abundance. It is sad to see a lack of active participation from its citizens. A 42-meter footbridge that will serve coffee farmers in Omkolai in the Gemene district of Simbu province was officially opened last week. The footbridge was successfully completed in August. A government-funded project under the CIC Coffee Access Road project, the footbridge is an investment of over 500,000 kina. On Tuesday, September 26, the senior management team of the Coffee Industry Corporation, together with Simbu provincial government officials and the local community in Omkolai, witnessed the opening of a footbridge. According to caretaker and CIC Chief Executive Officer Stephen Tumai, the footbridge will assist the Minibi Maril people to bring their coffee from the other side of Maril River or Wara Maril to the roadside to be brought to the market. He added that not only coffee farmers will benefit, but also the nearby communities who will use the bridge to cross over to access basic goods and services.
The project that cost me close to 450,000 kina. Total cost plus 450,000 kina. And government, you will grow coffee and all salin now section levy na mode some money we come give back you will true law bridge in a one month we will come like you 10 to 20 days. This was bridge and blow you blow line lo here lo sa community by you black some coffee, you black on the market. Same time, but you black some school something, cargo, go back when help you stop line legally place you black.
Representing the landowners in the area, Max Maima said many lives have been lost whilst crossing the Maril River over the years, and the footbridge is a blessing to them. He thanked CIC for bringing this vital development to their community. Tumai said the footbridge was previously identified under the World Bank-funded PPAP project in 2019. However, due to lack of funding, it never eventuated. With assistance from the national government, CIC carried on the project to ensure the footbridge was complete, to assist farmers in the Bokil and Polma area where majority of the coffee farmers are. There are more than 2,000 coffee farmers in the area, with more hectares of coffee farms cultivated. The national government, through the National Gaming Control Board, has made a timely donation of 100,000 kina to PNG's international singer Anslom Nakikus to assist with his international tour. The Minister for NGCB, Manasseh Makiba, presented the check to Nakikus and his band recently. Makiba said the Maraperoso government is proud of his achievements because he has promoted the country on the international stage. He said the government has tried to promote the country in different ways, and music is one of the ways they can promote Papua New Guinea's culture and talent. Lead singer Nakikus thanked the government and NGCB for believing in his band and supporting his music. Governor of Central Province Rufina Pita this week presented 7,000 kina to the Central Province CRC Youth Convention at Newland, Laloki in Vanapa Brown LAD, Hiri District. The youth gathered at Laloki to worship together. More than 600 youth from the 5 districts of the Central Province converged at Laloki to pray and worship together at the CRC Youth Convention. Speaking to the youth, Central Province Governor Rufina Pita emphasized the importance of her presence in the youth space, hoping that in her tenure as governor, she partners with churches and organizations in the province. Governor Pita highlighted the importance of good leadership and called on the youth to respect their parents. She emphasized the importance of faith, respect, obedience, and discipline to the youth. Furthermore, the governor presented 7,000 kina to the CRC Youth Convention. This is TVWAN News. We'll have news from abroad when we return. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
You like serving on winning plus scale rice mechipe? Scale rice like giving you plenty chance to winning plenty scale prizes. Kind price so same 256 plus scale rice Navi set, 192 plus scale rice Kemo Eski, now 44 plus JBL and Co speakers, 102 plus wireless microphone. The win, buy mini scale rice or oil rice products, writing full name na contact details below box and receipt, na drop him inside the entry box. You get 4 plus draws, 4 plus fortnight, 116 plus winners, na 16 plus promotion locations. Just try us all. You got terms na conditions for this plan.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical karu, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open nets.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Welcome back. In regional news, in the Central Desert, Aboriginal master trekkers fear their ancient knowledge could be lost forever as less young people make it out on country. But a new teaching program aims to keep this legacy alive for generations to come.
In the rich red sands of the Central Desert, Christine Michaels reads the stories of her country.
This is the big man, Bilby Trek.
Christine is a Kuyu Pungu, a master tracker. Her ancestors have tracked and hunted for millennia, and she wants to keep that legacy alive.
It's make me proud to pass knowledge at the end.
But there's fears many young people today are too busy to learn the upper way. And if nothing changes, this ancient knowledge could die out.
If it fades away, if it goes away, we'll lose all our knowledge. And if we lose all our old people, everything's gone.
But a new project, Yataki Money, or Reading the Country, is working to fast-track learning for the next generation. A collaboration between the Central Land Council and master trackers, it's distilled generations of knowledge into an intensive teaching program.
It's everything from, simply what does the track look like, all the way through to what kinds of sounds does it make when it moves through grass in the wet season.
Master tracker Jerry Jungala was born out bush and learnt to live off the land as a boy. But times are changing, and he says teaching needs to change too.
New way now, and a little bit different way now.
The program is already being taken for a test drive, with Pintupi elders and rangers gathering at New Haven Wildlife Sanctuary to take part in a workshop with Kuyu Pungu.
Feel happy, feel good, yeah. Learn more about the trekking.
It's hoped these will be the first of many communities to use this resource, ensuring ancient knowledge is kept alive.
We want to keep our culture strong and keep on going, teaching our young people.
Knowledge from the past continued into the future.
There are just 6 remaining examples of the Mongolo mallee left in the wild in several patches of private bushland in southern New South Wales. Scientists now have a rare window to breed the trees in the hope of saving the species from extinction.
We're on the hunt in southern New South Wales for what could be Australia's rarest and loneliest tree. But locating it is like finding a needle in a haystack.
We're in an area called Mongalo. What we're standing in here is what is called Alocasuarina nana heath, and there's a lot of species in here that sort of grow in here and not in other places.
This is what we came for, the Mongalo mallee, known to science as Eucalyptus recurva. It may not look it, but this tree is thousands of years old. Each time it's knocked back by fire, it resprouts again.
We don't have a lot of species around that have their origins 6,000 years ago, and I think they hold really important information and keys to the ecology of Australia.
Since the last ice age, the Mongalo mallie's been sliding towards a natural extinction. There are now just 6 of them left.
Now the remaining individuals are all separated by at least 2 kilometres and are no longer getting cross-pollinated, so they're no longer producing seed. It is an incredible story of loneliness, yes, indeed.
Because there are so few of these special trees left in the wild, their precise location will always be kept secret. But what makes them all the more vulnerable is that Each tree grows on private land outside the protection of a national park.
Last year, ecologists had a once-in-a-generation chance to cross-pollinate 2 of the trees, and soon they'll try and germinate the seeds, something that hasn't happened naturally for thousands of years. The end goal, to save the Mongalo mallee in Australian gardens.
Many people would love to have this plant in their garden, being such a rare species. I think many people would value this just because it is such a rare species and it's such an unusual eucalypt. So it would be a tragedy to lose it.
One last desperate roll of the dice for a species that was headed for an evolutionary dead end.
The world's largest cycling manufacturer, Shimano, has launched a global review of one of its most popular bike parts after widespread reports of malfunction and injury. It could force the company to replace more than 2.8 million cranksets across the globe. But with Shimano having known about the problem for years, some riders say it's too little, too late.
Cyclist Henry Strong has been training for an upcoming triathlon, but a global bicycle defect means his season could be over before it begins.
I'm starting to see a slight defect here in the connection between the crank arm spider and the chainring.
His bike is one of thousands affected by one of the biggest replacement programs in cycling's history, as manufacturing giant Shimano gears up to inspect hundreds of thousands of faulty cranksets across the world. For the better part of a decade, the company's Holotech 2 model has been the subject of more than 4,500 reports that it splits under pressure.
The feeling that you might actually have faulty equipment when you're doing 75 or 80 k's an hour, it's quite terrifying.
Online forums and social media pages have been dedicated to the problem.
They've consistently denied that it's a manufacturing defect.
An investigation by the United States Product Safety Commission, which found the fault potentially contributed to a serious accident by an American rider, has finally been the trigger for action. Shimano dealers are bracing for an influx of customers demanding inspections.
It affects potentially thousands and thousands of people.
But there are still questions about who pays to fix the problem.
Well, I don't believe that it should be the customer. It's probably going to have to fall back on Shimano in that regard. But how they're going to do that, I don't know.
The company has apologised to its customers, saying it's deeply sorry that any riders have been affected by the issue.
Too little too late, if you ask me, because you've already had thousands of people that have had incidents, many broken bones.
Riders are being directed to dealers to assess their replacements.
I don't feel particularly safe using this equipment.
But still optimistic that the race can go on.
You're watching TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and the New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Emi trubla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
Hey, can I get a Virginia?
A what?
Morning King. The green one?
Ah.
On the ground, the Fijian. Kebalo, oh, Butterfingers there out of the hands of Dante. You've got to be careful. He's up. Ramos in the corner.
Welcome back. The Australian National Rugby League Grand Final between Penrith Panthers and Brisbane Broncos is one sleep away. The much-anticipated match is shaping up to be one of the best in the recent years, with big-name rugby league stars making up both teams. Both teams have brilliant players who can make or break the game open, and it will be a great match cup all across the park.
The emerging superstar fullback Rhys Wells will be going up against Dylan Edwards, who has been consistent throughout Panthers' dominance in the recent years. While this may be an interesting matchup to keep an eye on, in the match the halves are going to light up the Aqua Stadium. The veteran halfback Adam Reynolds, who has done a tremendous job in steering the club to its first grand final appearance since 2015, will go up against Nathan Cleary, who is considered by many as the best halfback in the world. Their boots could play a big part in deciding their side's victory. The Battle of 5'8" will see the 2023 5'8" of the year as Ramem facing off well-experienced Jerome Luai, who featured in the last two Panthers Grand Finals and had few games for New South Wales in Stage of Origin. Mem had a massive preliminary final match against the Warriors last weekend and is expected to continue by linking up well with his half-partner and fullback. On the other hand, Luai returned from injury and didn't give his best last weekend, but everyone knows what he can do when fit and firing. The Battle of the Forwards is expected to set the tone of the match, with both sides boasting mobile and hard-working forward packs. Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris holds up the Panthers' house in the middle, and Liam Martin traveling the edge. The Broncos have got the job on their hands. With their first appearance in almost a decade, the Broncos forwards will not let this opportunity to make history slip off their hands. Payne Hess and Thomas Flegler will definitely stand their ground against their oppositions, and Jordan Rickey will do what he does best. The injection of Spencer Lenui of the bench proved crucial for the Panthers, but the Broncos' young gun would bring the same energy of the bench. Isaiah and Patrick Carrigan in the lock forwards will also play a massive role in their sides. The State of Origin opposing logs will not only play for their side's grand final triumph, but also for the Kangaroos' number 13 jumper in the upcoming Pacific Championship Series. Not to mention Battle of the Centres, with Stephen Crichton and Isaac Tango facing Cotoni Staggs and Herbie Farnworth. It will be an exciting match-up all across the park, with Penrith Panthers racing to claim its third consecutive premiership title, and the Brisbane Broncos may lift the trophy since 2006. Tune in to TVWAN Sports tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. to watch this exciting grand final. Rex Lita, TVWAN Sports.
Meanwhile, in the Women's NRL Grand Final, the defending champions Newcastle Knights takes on Gold Coast Titans tomorrow at Stadium Australia. The Knights have named the same players that got the job done in last week's semi-final, and the Titans also retained the same 17 to play the reigning champions for their first title. The Titans finished as wooden spooners last year, 2022, but made a miraculous turn to bounce back. If they win the grand final, they will replicate what Knights did in the previous year. Knights finished last year in 2021 and won the title last year. The inaugural Advertisements Rugby League tournament has completed its round-robin games, with the top 16 teams now advancing to the qualifying finals this week. Losers will bow out while winners will proceed to the quarterfinals next week.
Eda Dabaris is an initiative of the Central Dabaris franchise to go rural and identify and expose raw rugby league talents from inland, central and coastal, and giving them an opportunity to come out and compete at the next level. Eda Dabaris tournament director Mickey Connors said, despite of having some issues in securing venues for the games, the teams have cooperated well to reach the finals. This week, the top 8 teams in each pool are now going through the first round of the quarterfinals being played at the Bava Park. The director is also proud to announce that the Dabaris Junior Development has produced 2 of the local talents, Gairo Voro and Gabriel Kaupa, selected to the Junior Kumuls for the PM13 match against Australian schoolboys. He said the elimination process in the quarter and semi-finals for the next 4 weeks, culminating in the grand final on the November 5th, 2023. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region isolated showers and thunderstorms with rain drizzles tonight. Mombasa region scattered showers and thunderstorms with heavy rain areas and potential riverine flooding for Morobe and West Sepik. New Guinea Islands region scattered showers and thunderstorms with heavy rain areas and potential riverine flooding over South Bougainville. Highlands region scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.